Hello again, everyone. You've actually caught me mid-play. I don't know why I came to think of this. I really couldn't tell you, but this tissue was given to me just before I went on my cruise across the Atlantic by Lucille. Phil and I met Lucille and Dante in our hotel in Miami, and we just had a lovely evening, and she gave me all sorts of stuff. Oh my goodness, absolutely wonderful. I think of Lucille every time I go to the grocery store, actually, because one of the things that she gave me was a bag that she'd brought the things in, a carrier bag thing, and I use it for my shopping. It's wonderful. So I thought I'd like to use this, and I came across a dye that's kind of a blousy flower, and I thought, instead of just, ripping tissue, why don't I die cut it? So I used my flower dyes and I cut the petals with the dye from the tissue. I specifically chose the centre of the dye for the brown centre of these daisies, or whatever they are. So what I'm thinking is a little page panel, like I often have used for a mixed media card. I have my blousy sort of flower on there. See, put one over the other, and it's got middle bits and all this kind of carry on. I just cut out a leaf as well. I thought we'd have a leaf on it somewhere. And I thought she also gave me some plain yellow. I don't know what these are, actually, whether they're to pop into a tray or to wrap stuff up, I don't know. So I just went around with my water brush and dug out a bit, and I thought I could use that as my background colour behind here, if you get my drift. I've cut a little butterfly, put that on the magnet with the other things. Cut a little butterfly. I thought we might have one of those somewhere. I've also got out this crackle paste, which I haven't used for ages. I wondered about using some of that, actually. The only trouble with that is it needs to dry. You put it on with a palette knife, and as it dries, the crackles appear. So I think I'm going to try it. I'll have to pause the video and wait for it to dry, but I think we'll see what happens. Let's just have a look. I don't want it all over here, and I'm doing it first because it is opaque. So if I did it over anything else, it would cover everything else up. So I'm going to put it on first, let it dry, and then we'll kind of work around it, if you know what I mean. Let's try a bit of this. Don't know how much I'll need, really. Not a lot, probably. I don't know what you do, or even if it matters. Maybe the rougher the better, really. Don't know. I think we'll kind of try it at that. So I'll put this on one side while we get on and do probably the back panel. For that, I want to use this tissue. And I was wondering whether it would look okay if I kind of crinkled up the tissue rather than just putting it on flat with Slap It On. Just crinkle it up a bit. That might be interesting. Who knows? I'll put that on one side. Just wipe this. I don't know about these petals, whether to just stick them down in the centre, and leave the edges kind of flapping. I'm not really sure. I did wonder about cutting a piece of or backing the tissue with the piece of card before I die cut it, but then I don't know. We'll see. Let's get on and do this bit first, and I can do something with my little butterfly as well. So there's my card base. Haven't folded it yet. Here's my card panel. Might need that. So nearly put that down on the wet paste then, the crackle paste. Don't want to do that. This needs colouring probably with perhaps a bit of the green that's there. What green is that? Looks like peeled paintish to me. Pretty good, huh? I think so. Let's do this. Can't pick it up. Okay. Okay, that needs to dry as well. Okay, piece of tissue to go on, perhaps like that. That might be quite nice, mightn't it? So about like that, and any old how. So let me just get some slap it on this, I think. I'll put it direct onto the tissue. Just paste this over the back. So let's just lift it. How did I have it? Kind of like that, wasn't it? And I'm thinking, squish it up a bit. Where's my page? Might have some more bits of that actually. Just strip this off. And water brush. Here it is. Just get the scallops off. I have to keep borrowing my page. Piece there. Let's get rid of this bit. That might be all right there. Don't want it to detract too much from the image on there. Perhaps there. Let's put that on there. Got a few crinkles. Okay. May like to have some stamping on this. Just gentle. Here's the old favourite. And we'll go with the old favourite colour. Because I know that it works. Okay. Just a little bit in the bottom right. Okay. And I think I'll go with my little mushroom one again to do a few tiny little stamps. What shall we use? I like this little tiny one. We'll do some of these. And this one. Okay, it's over there. I was wondering about a bit of this in the background. I just don't know if it's going to be too much for that. It's starting to crackle, can you see? Slightly around the edges. The thicker stuff obviously will take longer, but we've got bits of crackle coming there and there. So hopefully that will continue. I can add some colour to it afterwards, apparently, according to the instructions on the side of the pot. So, just wondering about this. I had dug out this morning this Nouveau Glimmer paste. Now this stuff is, I think, is incredibly expensive to buy. I managed to buy it, part of a bundle from Tonic, and it made it, you know, much more reasonably priced. However, haven't used it for a while, and when I came to it this morning, it was really, really hard. So I've actually had a go at it, and it seems to have worked reasonably well. What I did was I added some white glue, a fair bit of it, whoops, and a few squirts of water. Now, I don't know if I was supposed to do that or whether I wasn't, but if it means that my paste is going to be usable for a bit longer, I'm all for it. So let me just put a bit of that on here. That much will show. So it shouldn't be too overpowering, should it really? Says she. Or should I do it that way? Yeah, I think I'll do it that way. This stencil has been used so much. Absolutely love it. It's a Crafter's Workshop one. I'll tell you the number. They print it somewhere or other. Here it is. TCW 454S. I think the S stands for stencil. So I'll use a bigger palette knife. Let's get some of this on here. Ooh, it's quite a lot. Let's just try and get this off and back into the pot. Okay, and I will wipe it because it will set really hard. I don't want to leave it, so I'll just wipe this now. I'm just wondering whether to take a little bit of this off. It looks like I could kind of eat this with a knife and fork, really. It's really very thick. I will take just a bit off here. Dry. It will dry, says she, hopefully. And the crackle is continuing. Can you see? Working its way down here now. Hopefully that should be really nice. Haven't used it for absolutely ages. I should have used it the other way up because that's a nice bit round here, but never mind, we won't worry about it. There's always another day. I don't know if I can help this on its way with heat or not, but we'll leave it for a bit and just see how it gets on. Okay. Now, what else on here? Just wondering what I can do kind of while I'm waiting. I wouldn't mind a bit more colour. I'm wondering about stamping with some yellow colour. That looks dreadful, doesn't it? Is that pigment on the top or what? I think it is. Get it back in. Very juicy. Good colour match, isn't it? Okay. Love this. Just love that little stamp. Fab. Okay. Let me see if I can start to get this flower onto here. We're still crackling. Can you see? We're getting there. But I want the flower up the top here somewhere. Kind of there-ish, I thought. Not quite sure how they fit together. That looks okay, a bit higher maybe, there. And hanging over the side. So I think I will just glue the centres of these. Here's a little dab of glue. Now, how did I have that? Okay, now I've got this leaf. We need something here, don't we? And it's got all little bits for the middle here, look. Not quite sure how they fit. That perhaps, need to use my tweezers, could go. I want it just a trifle higher, but I left it too late. Yes, never mind. We'll leave it where it is. Let's just put some more glue in the middle. And add these little bits. I don't know what they do. I don't know where they go, but we'll see. There. There's this one. Again, you see, I used the centres of the flowers from the tissue just to cut them from. And I'm going to leave that just kind of sticking up like that. Let's just have a look at this on here. It's interesting, isn't it? Can you see the crackle coming now? It's kind of starting. Right, the butterfly. What are we going to do with the butterfly? If that would look nice, that going that way. I say rather like that way, don't you? That could go there. That doesn't belong, I don't think, with the die itself. I don't quite know where they're from or what the history of them is, but let's stick that in. Not going to stick all of it again, just part. The crackle's coming on beautifully now, isn't it? And when you stick something like a leaf to do with a flower, I always try and make the stem look as if it actually is coming from this sprig of leaves is coming from the stem of that flower. So, to give it a bit more realism, really. Look at this crackle coming. It's pretty, isn't it? Just wondering about dragging a bit of colour over that, or whether to leave it white or just stamp over it. There's a butterfly. Butterfly needs a bit of colour. Perhaps we'll just put a bit of colour on the wings. It's quite sweet. Spritz of water. Okay. Bit of gold. Oh, it's pretty. Leave it there to dry a minute or two. If I can turn it over. Okay, little butterfly. I'm just wondering about a bit of gold on here. Nice. Do you know, I think with a sentiment, this will be fine. Don't like the butterfly much. White and gold, maybe. Let's try it with that colour on it. Here's another butterfly. Let's just try it with the gold. There's enough on my mat there to do this, you see. Just want it very subtle. That'll match with that then, you see. But I'm going to put it up there, coming off the page a little, and then that sentiment can go perhaps there. Okay, I think that's going to do. But my experiment this time was cutting a napkin with a die rather than just tearing it for a bit of mixed media. So just trying to think if there's anything else I was wanting to put on there, really. I don't know that I do. I will put this onto foam tape. Hopefully that will straighten it out a bit as well. It's still drying from the crackle paste. I ought to use that more. I've had it for a long time. I'm pleased with the way it's kept, to be honest. Often, like the glimmer paste thing, if you don't use it, the air that's in the container just dries out whatever it is. So let's just see. Let's see how that is holding up. Just wondering if I want a bit of gold on this. I think that would be an applicator thing, not a finger thing. So I can just get the edges. Let's just see. Should have used that in the first place, shouldn't I? Okay. Looks like the butterfly's going to have to go right there. When I put that other one down, it obviously left its mark. So that one can go there, or this way going towards the flower. Whatever it is, it's going to go in that position right there. To the body. Okay, that's fine. We'll put that in. This is to go onto my card base, that way round, and that is to go on top like that. And then we just need a sentiment. So I'll stick this, and while it's drying, I'll go and look for a sentiment. I'll probably stick the panel down onto my card front too. I'm just going to go and look for a sentiment. I'll be right back. Well, I'm back. I was just called away for a minute or two to sort out a few computery problems for my husband. I think we've kind of found a way around our problems, but that's fine. I was just about to stick this panel onto the front of my card, and I suddenly thought, I've got no link of gold on the background that I've used on the little panel. So I think before I stick that down, I would just use one of my favourite products, a little of this Gilding wax just around the edge of this. Really quite fine, not anything, you know, desperate, but just a hint. This does take a little while to sort of settle, and it will smudge if you push it in the wrong direction, you know, where you don't want it. So just take a little care, says she, nearly messing it up. My fingers are sticking to the tape runner on the back, but that's fine. I've decided to stick this directly to the card base because of the foam tape and the bits and pieces on that little panel, on the little notebook page. I am really sorry. I don't know where the notebook page came from. It's kind of old. There was a set of about 4, I believe. So let's pop this onto my card base. Just defines the edge slightly. There we are, that's that one down. Right, now this. It looks to me kind of buckled. So what I'm going to do is put some foam tape all over the back, different directions, across and down, because I think that'll help to keep it a bit flatter, says she, hopefully. Don't know which the best way to do this one is, probably down. Okay, so we take these off. See, it looks flatter already, doesn't it? Let me just see if I can bend this edge. It's the crackle glaze, the crackle paste, which has done the movement on this one. Okay, we'll take these off. It's overlapping there. There we go. So there, that is going onto my card base about like that. Oh, it's quite straight. Now, it was a good idea to put the extra foam tape on. Right, now I'm going to do the sentiment. I've decided on happy birthday. Negative again. So I need Versamark. I'm going to do it in gold. Anti-static. Looks like the stamp was slightly messy when I put it on there for positioning, but I think because it's going to be gold, it won't show. Okay, does look a bit messy, doesn't it? Let's just see. If it's not right, we can always do it again. Got my gold embossing powder. Looks great. And we'll cut this out. Using these fingers against the bottom blade of the scissors just to keep myself straight. Okie dokie. So there we are. I hope you noticed actually when I put the gold paste, the gilding wax, over this crackle, I used my finger rather than the applicator. The applicator probably would have left a blob, and I just got a little onto my finger, dabbed it off first, because if I'd put my finger straight on after getting some paste out of there, I would have had a blob. So just dab it off first, and then you can just add it very, very gently in, you know, small, a little bit at a time, shall we say. And I'm going to put that there. So this bit's going to be actually stuck down, and I'll put a tiny bit of foam tape under this edge. Wait a moment just for this glue to settle. I don't know, because it's a bit warped. The embossing has made this strip a little warped, so might need just to hold it for a moment or two. Happy birthday. Well, there's my finished card. I just wanted to try the business with die cutting tissue rather than tearing it, and using some tissue as a bit of colour in the background too. I think that worked quite well. A bit of additional stamping, and the colour match was brilliant. Really a bit of luck that was. So I have just learned about hyping videos. I was chatting this morning with a crafter called Mandy, and she was saying to me that this hyping of videos can boost both income for the creator and availability to other people to see it. So I thought, well, how can increased income come from hyping? It's got to cost somebody something. But apparently you're allowed to hype 3 videos that you have liked particularly in a week without incurring any charge at all. So if you have liked any of my videos and you click to make a comment and the hype business comes up, bear in mind you can hype up to 3 per week without incurring any cost to you. So if you like them and you'd like to hype them, I would like it if you would do it. So it's all a bit new to me. I was looking at ChatGPT this morning to find out all about it. My first foray into ChatGPT this morning. So it's all a big learning curve, isn't it, for old people like me? So after all that taradiddle, thank you as ever for watching, and do come back and see me really very soon.